I remember when my husband asked me to marry him, and I remember exactly, we were in my apartment and we were sitting on the floor in the sun in the morning, and I remember he asked me, you know, if I'd share my life with him, and it was wonderful. I felt so loved, and I loved him so much, and I was so ready to really commit myself to someone, to be with him. And it was, you know, it was...
As Shoshana remembers happy times with her husband-to-be, a nurse takes a blood sample. Turner and her team are interested in a hormone called oxytocin.
We'd only been together actually 2 weeks.
We've known about oxytocin for a long time. It plays an important role in many reproductive behaviors: breastfeeding, childbirth, and orgasm. And recently, it's emerged that oxytocin must also have a role in brain function.
What's interesting is that there are oxytocin receptors throughout the human brain, in the limbic system and in the brainstem. So they're in areas that are associated with emotion and the autonomic control of emotion.
If oxytocin is released into the blood during reproductive behaviors, and it's active in the brain, could it be the basis of the emotional feelings of love?
We found that when experiencing positive emotion, particularly about relationships, some women experience surges of oxytocin. When they were talking about sad feelings, having lost someone that they love, their oxytocin levels decreased.
I think about the fact that since my mother passed away several years ago, she will never meet my child, and she would have been a great grandmother. And that's really sad. It's hard.
So, oxytocin levels do seem to rise and fall in relation to the level of loving attachment the volunteers felt.
With neuroscientific techniques and what we're starting to learn about the brain and emotion and behavior, it's reasonable to think of oxytocin as something that can influence loving, and certainly patterns of loving and behaviors that we associate with loving.